Okay, we're live. Well, not live, but we're live. Okay, now what I discovered is I needed to cut this back just about a ½ inch from the original angle on that edge. All right, and so this is an angle finder. This will pivot and you can adjust it. And so in order for this to line up and fall in the middle of the overhead shower curb, I have to cut it back about ½ inch. And so that way it'll be perfect where it needs to be. The tile that's going to go on the sides and inside and outside of the upper shower curb, it'll all be lined up and perfectly in place and be perfectly centered. And it'll be exactly like it's supposed to be. So this is the adjustment I needed to make. And these are the things, nobody's really showing you, keeping it real. And I'm learning all this. I do custom woodworking, which gives me the skills and the understanding I need to get the job done. I'm sure there are techniques and easier ways to go about this maybe for someone that does tiling every day. Which I truly respect them for what they do. And so it's been a huge learning curve for me. I'm really glad I had the tiling experience under me. Not tiling, custom staircases under me that gave me the knowledge and ability to do this. I've already made my mark here on the tape, okay? But this will adjust to any angle. It's an angle finder, okay? And how this works is you lay the back to where you want it, okay? And then you take this piece, the edge, and you just fold it to that angle, okay? And here we have this angle, and it works just that easy. Then you tighten this down if it's too loose, or you need to, however, whatever you need to do. But there's that angle, so I could duplicate this angle without a problem on another piece if I needed to, and that holds it, So this is a nice little invention somebody came up with some time ago. So this is where I'm going to get the posit and then splice this in on my next video. I'm doing the overhead and getting it all lined up and in place after I mix the mud. Okay, now while I'm here, I'm going to show you something. This table, this is an older saw. It's an MK. It's a very well-made saw. That's like a 1.5 horse, I believe. Big motor. It'll cut just about anything. But my table's warped, all right? And when I put a full piece of tile across here, it wants to wobble back and forth. And so I've got this rubber. This was for a gas tank, actually, a seal. But the thickness is about right. So I kind of double these up and adjust them, lay my whole sheet of tile on there. And it takes out the wobble in the tile because of the warp in the table. So I'm just showing you a little bit of info here. Again, just trying to educate and teach, help you whatever way I can while doing this. So, all right, no further ado, I'm going to catch you on the next one, and I should be able to splice them together so one continuous video, and it saves all the unnecessary stuff, which is much better. All right, so with no further ado, I'm out of here. Catch you on the next one. I'm just keeping it real and never give up because there's always a way. God bless. Bye for now. And keep it real. Okay, looks like we're on. Now, I've got the thin set mixed up. It is thicker, or actually it's as thick as mud. Excuse the junk in the way here. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to show you this here. I'm going to just back butter the tile and So now I'm going to put some thinset on the top here. Because we want a good, nice, tight fit. All right. So this is going to go about right here. So just kind of mark the top there so I know so that I now have a stopping place. All right. So now I'm going to come about at this point right here. Okay. We're going to break some of that off there. All right. Okay, we're going to get some here. We're going to spread this out. I'm going to bring it back. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit more right in here. Okay. Let's bring this across. We want this nice and heavy here. Okay. Now, we're going to see how this is going to go now. All right. Are you ready for the big reveal? Will it stay or will it go? That's the question. Well, I'm thinking it's going to stay. And it's going to be really good. Now, I'm going to show you a technique that I've learned recently that you don't see here on YouTube. Okay, you push this up here. I'm going to get that spacing here on the sides for the tile. Okay. Get that up there. Now the technique, you see it standing by itself. All right. Then now I'm going to pull this down to make sure I've got good coverage. Yes, good coverage. See that? Now, I know when I put this back up, it will be covered. Now I got to clean this off the inner edge there. Some going horse, it sounds like. Okay, so I'm cleaning off this edge. So when it dries, the tile will sit down nice and flush on it. Okay. Same thing over here. I guess tile guys that do this every day would have left that area clean and wouldn't have had any thinset on there at all, I'm sure. But I want to make sure that we're good, you know, gold, and I'm cleaning this off. So it makes a little extra work. It's a little bit messy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because we know there is plenty on here. All right. Now this next piece is a little bigger, but maybe I should go cut that one, make it a tad smaller. But based on everything I've heard, it's not going to make a difference. This is going to, the thinset's going to hold it. So, and then I can also use some tape to kind of assure it being held in place. Okay. Cleaning this stuff off my hands. All right, now we are going to put some thinset on this next piece. Again, actually I'm going to back butter it and do the same thing, so bear with me. This is where having better equipment makes a big difference as far as editing. So we'll see how it goes, because I would really like to just speed this up and get rid of this dead time. You know, like, but right now you're just kind of looking up there at the ceiling. So I'm back buttering this. I've got it on here pretty heavy. But keep in mind that the back butter on this needs to be the same thickness basically as the one on the that I already have up there. Because if you get one side thicker than the other, then you're going to have to take the time to work out the excess. And that's what you want to avoid. But it's fixable, you know. It's just more time. And this is time consuming as it is, and messy as it is. So why make it even worse? Or should I say more messy? But I'm getting it spread out here pretty good. Now ultimately, since I'm pulling this down to double check to make sure I've got a good adhesion so that it adheres well, you know, do you really need to make the lines in it to start with? Because you're pulling it down, I'm thinking it doesn't matter actually, because you're pulling it completely off and checking it. That being the case, I don't think the lines are necessary as long as you're pulling it completely off, or you're creating the air gaps so you have the suction necessary to get it to hold and have the coverage, so you have complete coverage. So on that note, maybe somebody can tell me, but I think I'm right. I am not going to use the grooves in the trowel. I am just going to apply it up here, and then do the same thing, because I don't see where the trial grooves make any difference if I'm pulling it completely off to check it, and then that gives you air pockets automatically. So Buffalo Tile, if you happen to watch this, hopefully you'll be able to kind of fill me in and verify that for me. That would be great. So, for what it's worth, I'm hoping to hear from you. Or if Joe happens to drop by, maybe he could add his his, comment of expertise or technique as well. Joe, that's how you do that, or I think it's Emmanuel at Buffalo Tile. So a shout out to you guys. And Manuel, Buffalo Tile, he's really into custom work, which is really nice. Which I really like. Custom is, can't beat custom. Custom is bad to the bone. Anytime. And really takes somebody that knows what they're doing and likes what they're doing to go custom, because it sure is a pain in the backside. And with all the extra work that goes into custom. So, you got my respect there, bro. Buffalo Tile. Alright, now let's see how this is gonna come out here. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Oh, you can't really see the other side too well. So I'm gonna change this position a bit. There you go. Now you can better see what's going on around him. Over him, about him. I think this dog is gonna hunt. You know what I mean? This dog is gonna hunt. I do believe. And if not, I'm gonna help it hunt. Because I got some tape. And we're gonna give it some assistance. Alright, so here we go. Good thing these tiles are heavy duty, tough stuff. That was a small one for this overhead. Alright, we get that cleaned off there. And that down. Get this all lined up. Okay. Sounds like my wife's home. Alright. Now, see one little thing I didn't see earlier. I'm going to catch real fast right here. Okay. Get a little more up in there. Up in there, I said. I'm going to get a little more there. Add a little more to this right here. Alright. There we go. Doing this blind. Partially blind anyway. Flying by the seat of my pants. Alright. No, I don't fly. That would be nice. That would be cool to really fly. Alright. I'm going to push this up here. Make sure, okay, we're looking pretty level. Let me do the test. Sure we've got good coverage. Yes, we've got great coverage there. Alright, but I see where I'm thin. Right here at the edge of this angle, I have a gap where I'm needing some more. And that's the purpose for doing it. Okay. So I just filled that in. It looks like I'm going to need a little bit more. And after I put a little more on here, we're going to be good to go. So you can say you've seen it here first. Now, right here on the angle where this comes together, I didn't check the angle on this. I couldn't put it on my slide saw, and found out the angle, but I didn't do that. Right here you see it's low. Well, that's where I had to put the extra here on the tile to make up for the difference. So I'm going to start this off, push this up, okay, get it working it. I'm going to slide it forward a little bit here, okay. Get those edges, create my grout line. Okay, I'm going to have to play with that a little bit now. All right, now, there she blows. Now I'm going to have to make this adjustment. Okay. Get this adjusted just so. All right. Get that up there. About like yay. Okay, I'm going to play with that a bit. As you see, it's holding. This is pretty good size. It's about 18 inches in length, roughly. So, all right, I'm going to have to clean this out. That'll be a problem later. Get that cleaned out really well. So that doesn't create a problem. Okay, get that adjusted here. Get this adjusted here. You got to play with it a bit. Okay. Just about got this. Get that extra off of there. Okay. That's great. That's clean. Off the face so it doesn't add any imperfections to the tile that's going to be going to the face of this. All right, this is the most critical piece, is right here at this angle where these come together. And that's why I'm doing this first, because it dictates everything else that follows. Okay. So, get that leveled out. Okay. Now, get that cleaned out so it doesn't want to press out. When I bring this together. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I can adjust. I can take my grinder and get this adjusted. If it's a little imperfections, I can feather that out with the grinder after it's dried and in place. And you really won't notice it, as long as I'm very easy and don't make, it just got to flow. It's got to flow, it's got to blend in. The taper I have to take off the nose, the tip of that tile, and I do a slight gradual taper, then you'll never see it. But the corners on the back here meet, all right? So that just means I'm going to have to do a slight taper with my grinder, and it'll blend right in, and if you didn't see it now, you wouldn't even know it was there. So I'm also looking to add my spacers. They're not just spacers, but they're levelers. They're my leveling shims. Listen, I'm thinking I have some. Anyway, you should at least have a couple. I'm thinking I may be completely out. There's one. So I can put that in the middle since it's the sense this doesn't appear I have any more. Looks like I'm out on my leveling shims. Well, that's a kick in the gut. Yeah, I'm just doing this as I go. All right. Well, here is the leveling shim that goes on the bottom of the tile, and then the wedges go into the hole, and you pull them together, and it keeps them level. So I'm going to slide this in to the middle right here. Okay, sometimes you can use one shim, other times it takes two. So I'm putting this in the center. All right. And I'm holding the plastic in place. You just heard it snap. Okay. And there we have it. That's going to come out nice. Okay, but I want to clean this off here so that when it dries, it's easier to clean. And just put the grout in there without a problem. Okay. So, get that cleaned off. That gap's looking pretty even all the way through there. Okay, get this cleaned out. All right. Okay, so, it's like I said, this is the most critical part, is right here. Okay, as long as these two corners match. Although I could do it with the front, maybe I should just move it and do that on the back side. Okay, so if I do this on the back side, we're going to move this up this way. All right, that way it doesn't, yeah, the front, it will look better. Okay, now. All right, so we're level. Now, I am going to have to let this set. And tape this in place. All right. Okay, I'm going to set this in there to keep it from moving, to hold its spacing. Set another one in the back to hold its spacing so it's the same. And again, this is what I know. It works for me. Now the proper technique. Guys do tile every day. They may have another technique for this, but gotta push that forward a hair. Okay, like I said, this is the most critical point, and that's why a lot of these guys don't show you, because they don't want you to see how difficult are the techniques in general. All right, and again, this is just something that I'm doing that works for me. All right, so there you have that. I'm going to run some tape on the back. My shim came out. All right, I'm playing with it here. Well, I'm going to put this in from the top side and it won't fall out. All right. Let's make that snug. That's snug there, which transfers it to this back corner. All right. Push this. Don't like that gap. Don't like it. Okay, now I'm going to tape this. So when I say I'm going to tape it, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to take this tape. I'm going to tape it to the tile first. I'm going to tape it here. That'll help support it and keep it from moving. Got it locked in here so it doesn't move there. And like I said, I'm not totally happy with that, but it'll work. And when it's done, it'll actually look all right. It just won't be the way I was literally wanting it to turn out. It didn't turn out quite like I was desiring it to, but I'm learning. So not everything goes the way you want it to when you're in the learning stage. Now, if I was working with somebody, and they could say, hey, Ken, do this. And they would know how to solve. And so it looks and comes out like it's supposed to, perfectly. But first time to do this. So appreciate you guys bearing with me, and Buffalo Tile giving me some assistance here and there. For sure. I'm putting a piece of tape back here on this back side to help hold it, support it as it's drying. Same thing with here. Keep moving that. I gotta get this piece and leave it alone. That's all falling out. Now this is where it gets frustrating. Like I said, I'm learning. Can you tell? Okay, now it's looking horrible, but we're going to change that picture. All right. Not so shabby at this point. All right. This has actually had shifted on me. You know the saying, leave it well enough alone. I guess that's where I'm at this point. So learn from my mistakes so you don't do the same. Glad that's overhead. Okay, don't like that big gap there in front, but that's going to have to do it. That's just going to have to do it like that. All right, well, I guess I'm just going to have to call it a day here. And all right, looking for your input. And point out where I went wrong here. That would be fine. See if you can't hurt my feelings. There we go. All right. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think.